Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard has become a highly controversial figure, with her leadership style and decision-making facing intense scrutiny from multiple angles. Once praised as a strong and decisive leader, her tenure has instead been marked by a series of scandals, legal battles, and allegations of financial mismanagement. While her supporters argue that she is simply navigating difficult political terrain, critics see her as a deeply flawed leader whose actions have plunged the town into legal turmoil, public outrage, and financial instability. One of the most contentious decisions of Henyard's administration was her appointment of Ronald Burge as Dolton's new police chief. What initially appeared to be a routine personnel change quickly spiraled into a legal and political debacle. Despite repeated warnings, Henyard chose Burge, even though his certification with the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board, ILETS, was inactive. This certification was essential for his role, as it legally permitted him to carry a firearm and perform police duties. However, since Burge lacked the proper authorization, his appointment immediately sparked widespread controversy. Dolton's trustees strongly opposed the decision, arguing that Henyard had violated village ordinances by failing to seek board approval or adhere to legal standards. Despite these objections, she proceeded with the appointment, triggering an ongoing legal battle. The Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board made it clear that Burge was unqualified for the position, yet Henyard refused to reverse her decision. This fueled accusations that she prioritized loyalty over competency, with critics arguing that her leadership focuses more on consolidating power within her inner circle than on ensuring public safety and legal integrity. Unfortunately, Burge's appointment was not an isolated case. Henyard's tenure has been plagued by multiple controversies, ranging from excessive spending to appointing individuals with questionable backgrounds to key positions. Early in her administration, she faced backlash for using taxpayer funds on expensive trips, extravagant dinners, and even a lavish Valentine's Day celebration featuring a private DJ. Critics condemned these expenditures as reckless, out of touch with the town's needs, and indicative of Henyard's inability to responsibly manage public finances. Beyond her financial controversies, Henyard has also been accused of surrounding herself with individuals whose backgrounds raise serious concerns about their qualifications for public office. For example, former police chief L. Lacey, another of Henyard's appointees, also had an inactive certification with ILETS, a pattern that resurfaced with Burge's appointment. This has led many to believe that Henyard's leadership prioritizes control and loyalty over competence and adherence to legal standards. As the Burge controversy unfolded, Henyard found herself entangled in another scandal, an ongoing legal dispute with her landlord Janetta Ho over unpaid rent. Reports indicate that Henyard and her partner, Kamal Woods, have been facing eviction due to missed rental payments dating back to August. The situation has become even more contentious due to claims that Henyard and Woods deliberately avoided being served eviction papers, allegedly going as far as changing the property's locks to prevent maintenance from being conducted. This personal legal battle has only further eroded public confidence in Henyard, raising concerns about her ability to govern effectively while dealing with her own unresolved financial and legal issues. Critics argue that Henyard's apparent inability to manage her personal financial responsibilities reflects poorly on her capacity to handle Dolton's affairs. This disillusionment has been further amplified by allegations of financial mismanagement within the town itself. Reports suggest that Dolton is facing a growing budget deficit, with vendors claiming they have gone unpaid for months. Meanwhile, essential public services have suffered, leaving residents questioning where their tax dollars are going. Concerns that Henyard's personal spending habits are taking precedence over the town's needs have only deepened the public's sense of betrayal. Beyond financial concerns, allegations of corruption have also surfaced. The FBI is reportedly investigating Henyard for potential financial misconduct, including misuse of public funds in both Dolton and Thornton Township, where she also serves as supervisor. Investigators are reportedly looking into questionable government contracts, excessive spending on personal luxuries, and other dubious financial practices. These revelations have intensified calls for Henyard's resignation, with some residents even advocating for a recall effort. Despite mounting scandals and legal challenges, Henyard has refused to step down. Instead, she recently announced her bid for a second term as mayor, despite widespread public opposition. While she won her initial election in 2021 with over 80% of the vote, Her public support has steadily declined with each new controversy. Yet Henyard has displayed a remarkable ability to persist in the face of adversity, standing firm against the growing wave of criticism. As Dolton's political crisis deepens, residents are left wondering how much longer Henyard can maintain her hold on power. Will the ongoing investigations and legal battles bring about the end of her tenure, or will she find a way to weather the storm and secure a second term? With the future of the town hanging in the balance, the people of Dolton are demanding answers, accountability, and above all, leadership that prioritizes their interests over political survival. Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dolton, appears determined to cling to power, yet it remains uncertain whether her strategy will secure her a second term. Her leadership style, characterized by an unwavering insistence on maintaining control, has sparked mixed reactions. Some view her persistence as a sign of strength, while others see it as evidence of an authoritarian streak. Henyard's refusal to acknowledge wrongdoing or make concessions has created a deeply divided political climate, where trust in her leadership continues to erode. Dolton now finds itself at a crossroads, forcing residents to decide whether they will continue supporting a mayor whose tenure has become synonymous with scandal, or whether the time has come for change. Beyond her political troubles, Henyard's personal life has also become a subject of intense public fascination and scrutiny. Her relationship with Kamal Woods, along with their ongoing eviction issues, has drawn attention to her personal financial struggles. This has painted a picture of a mayor whose personal and professional lives have become increasingly entangled in ways that have alienated many residents. Her apparent ability to evade legal consequences in her personal affairs has led some to believe that she considers herself above the law, a sentiment that has only fueled growing frustration among the people of Dolton. As Henyard gears up for her re-election campaign, it remains unclear whether the town's residents will grant her another term. Her public scandals, legal battles, and personal controversies have created an atmosphere of widespread mistrust and disillusionment, leaving many questioning her ability to lead effectively. Whether she can weather the storm and regain public trust remains to be seen. However, one thing is certain: Henyard's tenure as Dolton's mayor has been marred by controversy, and the road ahead will not be an easy one. The political drama in Dolton is far from over, and as legal battles and investigations continue, the key question remains: can Henyard salvage her political career, or will the weight of her scandals finally catch up with her? Despite growing criticism and repeated calls for her resignation, Mayor Tiffany Henyard remains defiant, doubling down on her leadership. Her time in office has been overshadowed by extravagant spending and a failure to address pressing community issues, erasing any positive contributions she may have made. Instead of focusing on improvements for Dolton, the public discourse surrounding Henyard has become dominated by her controversial decisions, financial mismanagement, and personal scandals. As her leadership continues to unravel, Dolton residents find themselves at a boiling point, feeling betrayed by the very person they once trusted to lead them. Henyard has shown little acknowledgement of the rising discontent among residents and has refused to address their mounting concerns. Rather than stepping down or recognizing the consequences of her actions, she remains entrenched in her position, unwilling to consider the impact of her leadership on the people of Dolton. The stakes for the town have never been higher. With each passing day, the situation worsens as new controversies continue to emerge. Adding fuel to the fire is Henyard's personal legal turmoil, which has only intensified the already volatile political climate. A federal investigation into her financial conduct has placed even more scrutiny on her administration. The probe focuses on allegations of misappropriating public funds, raising serious questions about her ethics and governance. According to recent reports, Henyard spent a staggering $443,000 on Amazon in a single day, a revelation that left residents shocked and outraged. The central question on everyone's mind is how a mayor could spend so recklessly, especially when the town is facing a severe fiscal deficit. But Henyard's spree of questionable expenditures didn't stop there. Additional reports indicate that she used public funds for personal shopping at stores such as Target, Walgreens, and Wayfair, retailers, where taxpayer money should never have been spent. Dolton residents are justifiably furious over these revelations, questioning how Henyard can justify such lavish spending when the town is suffering from a financial shortfall approaching $5 million. These disclosures have only heightened the sense of betrayal felt by the community, many of whom now believe their hard-earned tax dollars are being squandered on personal luxuries rather than being used for the town's urgent needs. Despite mounting pressure, Henyard has remained resolute, refusing to provide transparency or address her critics. Under her leadership, Dolton's financial health has crumbled, and her personal scandals have made it increasingly difficult for her to maintain any semblance of public trust. The situation has reached a critical juncture, with calls for accountability growing louder by the day. The public's patience is wearing thin, and Henyard's defiance is only making matters worse. Dolton's financial crisis has come under intense scrutiny, particularly after former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot took charge of an investigation into the village's financial management. Preliminary findings released earlier this year revealed a shocking decline in Dolton's finances. The town's general fund balance, which exceeded $5 million in 2022, had plummeted to a staggering deficit of $3.65 million by May 2024. This dramatic financial downturn has only amplified residents' frustrations. Many are left wondering how their town fell into such dire straits under Henyard's leadership, especially given her history of lavish spending and failure to address the ongoing fiscal crisis. In an attempt to defend herself, Henyard recently held a heated 90-minute Facebook Live session, where she vehemently denied any wrongdoing. She dismissed the accusations against her as part of a larger political power struggle, accusing her critics of conspiring to undermine her leadership. During the broadcast, she even went so far as to threaten legal action against those who criticized her. However, her aggressive demeanor and refusal to take responsibility only served to deepen public disillusionment. As the scandal continues to unfold, the people of Dolton are left with one pressing question: how much longer can Henyard hold on to power before the consequences of her actions catch up with her?